want to move on to really misbehaved kids. And I'm guessing, Fester, that sometimes it's a challenge taking your kids out to a restaurant. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. My little guy's not so bad, but my daughter, she's on fire.
She's a pistol.
She's always on.
You know, my kids, and maybe I'll get Michelle on the phone, my kids were pretty good.
Yeah.
In we had an incident with Chloe early on. Remember the crazy buffet on Dale Mabry?
Oh, my gosh.
That place was awesome.
Yeah,
Right?
I really like that crazy
We spent
buffet.
a lot of time at that place.
Well,
that place.
hey, I endorsed the crazy
Yeah.
buffet for like 3 or 4 years on the MJ morning show.
Dude, one time Joey B and I pulled the chair up to the crabs. At the buffet.
So good.
Yeah, we once had, maybe I'll get Michelle on in a minute.
We used to have like morning show lunches there all the time.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is I found an item from Fox 5 out of New York City, and they did a story on a New Jersey Italian restaurant where they ban any kid under 10.
Wow.
How about that? No kids allowed. It's Nettie's House of Spaghetti.
What? Kids can't go to Nettie's Spaghettis?
It's Nettie's House of Spaghetti.
You name your restaurant a rhyme and you don't allow kids to come?
I mean, I would think it would be like, like
Like a stuffy steakhouse or something.
yeah.
Nettie's House of Spaghetti, located in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, is banning kids under 10 from their dining establishment. The restaurant made the announcement in a Facebook post. The new rule goes into effect in just under a month. On March 8th, no children under 10. Now, do you have to bring a birth certificate? How are they going to tell the difference between, in some cases, an 8 or 9-year-old and a 10-year-old?
If we have a fat 8-year-old, he looks like he's 12.
I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to go to phones on this. I want to hear stories from either moms or dads about the worst situation ever with one of your kids in a restaurant. I would like to hear any crazy story. So it might be your kid or it might be you witnessed somebody else's kid. What is the worst situation you have ever seen with kids in a restaurant? Come on, there got to be some good stories out there. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Oh, let me mention also, we'll give away Duran Duran tickets in about 45 minutes at 9 o'clock. So another pair of Duran Duran tickets at 9 o'clock this morning. So listen, we're about 45 minutes away. MJ Morning Show here on 104.7 FM, Q105. More Duran Duran tickets at 9 a.m. But first, I want to go to phones. I want to hear from you. What is the worst kid meltdown or worst behaved kid story in a restaurant ever? Might be your kid or it might be somebody else's kid. It might be strangers' kids. 800-990. Look at the phones. Every line is jammed. 800-990-1047. Now, Fester, I know that you're just jonesing to say something.
Hold on. I got to change my answer a little bit. I mean, my daughter's a pill, but she's not a disruption or a bad or she ruins meals. I mean, she's a pill in the sense that she's holding court and she's telling jokes and she's...
But no, a pill, if you're a pill, that tends to be that you're just dull and boring and tedious.
I mean, I don't know.
Pill's the wrong word,
okay, well,
dude.
she's very lively. She's very lively and she's into conversations with adults and she's in that way. But if you're describing bad kids to where restaurants...
Listen, if a restaurant is banning kids under 10, it's they're trying to get rid of the bad... kid behavior in a restaurant.
My kid would not be the reason why this place said, hey, we need to get these little bastards out of here. No, but my kid is active at the table, but she's in a fun way, not a pain in the ass way.
Going to phones here in a second. So in the post on their Facebook page, Nettie's House of Spaghetti in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, they wrote, "We didn't come to this decision lightly, but some recent events have pushed us to implement this new policy." So they must have had some really bad kids.
See,
they must have had some really bad meltdowns.
Nettie owes it to us to be more specific on recent events.
Can you imagine if they try to tell Tony Soprano that he can't bring his 7-8-year-old like Little Meadow or little
AJ.
Little AJ, exactly.
Fat AJ. Can't bring him along.
Be like the guy who wore the hat that Tony saw in the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, take off the hat.
Yeah. All right, let's go to phones, man. Phones have exploded here. Sarah's in Clearwater. Hey, Sarah, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Welcome. What's your deal with a restaurant and kids?
Okay, so this is when my husband and I lived in Canada. My daughter was 2. We went to a restaurant, and she pulled...
Did you go to Tim Hortons, eh?
No, she went to Montana's and she pulled the fire alarm, and the fire department had to come and reset it.
Oh, my God.
Montana's is like a Texas cattle company or like a Texas roadhouse.
So was this like in Ontario somewhere?
It was in Markham, Ontario.
Wow. And how old was your kid?
She was 2.5, 3 at the time.
How was she able to reach the fire alarm?
They put us at a table right next to the fire alarm, and we just knew it was going to be a bad idea, but they were telling us not to worry about it, and the next time we went, they had a cover over it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. And she just pulled the fire. And did it start going, wah, wah, wah,
It
wah?
did.
Did the whole place clear out? Was everyone's meal ruined?
No, they ended up passing out free appetizer coupons to everybody. They offered to us, and we just said no because our daughter did it.
How long was the
Wow.
fire alarm going wah, 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 before the fire department came?
It was probably about 10 minutes, and even though they were right around the corner, so that the fire department had to come and reset the alarm to then get it to stop.
Are you Canadian?
I'm dual citizen. I'm American, but then I became Canadian when I lived there for about 10 years.
Gotcha.
Only
Hey,
a Canadian would turn down a free appetizer.
thank you. Hey, do you tip? Is that a conflict? Because, they say Canadians don't like to tip when they come to the U.S. So do you tip, yes or no?
Oh, no, my husband's Canadian. We tip very well. We tip usually 22 to 25%, depending on the...
Ah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
Sarah,
good.
does your husband have the whole out and about thing going on?
He does, and he would probably say no, he doesn't, but he says a lot.
Yeah, gotcha. Hey,
Hey.
Sarah, thank you for the call. Great one. Kid pulls fire alarm. That's why
That's good. That's a high bar.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jennifer and Brandon. Jennifer, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
You got a bad kid behavior story in a restaurant?
I do. My daughter, when she was about 18 months old, we had gone to our first time ever to a cheesecake factory in Atlanta. We didn't have any here in Florida.
Right.
And she had not had a nap that day. She was horrendous. The waiter and the waitress or whatever kept trying to calm her down. They brought her like a kid's plate that had little bread and bananas and grapes, which she promptly threw on the floor. We
Aw.
tried to give her a lollipop. It got stuck in her curly hair. We had to get that out. And finally, a sweet elderly lady at the table next to us literally turned around and said, "Honey, I know you don't know who I am, but I promise you I'm not a kidnapper or, any kind of creepy person. And I'm staying in the hotel right next door. I'd be happy to take your baby if you'd like so you and your husband can have a nice meal."
Oh,
What?
yeah. Here, hand your baby to a stranger.
I'm not a kidnapper, I swear.
Exactly. But that's how bad she was behaving, is that a total stranger was thinking, "I'll take your child off your hands."
And you gladly gave up your baby like you were dropping it off at a fire station, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, thanks for the call, Jennifer. All right.
Pretty good.
If you're just tuning in, that is good.
I mean, she didn't duty in the lobster mac and cheese, but
I mean,
we're-
pretty good.
What's this? Doesn't look like lobster.
We're taking phone calls. His kids are probably monsters, and she's not here to say yes or no.
Oh, stop. They're good kids.
No, I've seen videos. Roxanne's kids are probably really difficult.
See,
I don't think so.
There's a difference between
I
having.
think Roxanne's kids are banned from the Heim's breakfast house now. And Shells.
and Shell's like, "Listen, Roxanne, we love you.
Yeah,
but
Roxanne endorses both.
leave the kids."
Yeah.
No, MJ, listen. I think the three of us, Froggy's kids, my kids, Roxanne, they're lively kids and they're fun kids, but bad kids like meltdown kids. I don't have that.
I'm surprised my kids aren't bad.
We're taking
It's
calls
weird.
because there's a New Jersey restaurant starting March 8th, a New Jersey restaurant banning all kids in the Nettie's Spaghetti House under 10 years old.
Say, do you go to, as high expensive as I go is Chili's, but you go to expensive places. Are there places that don't does Burns let kids in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Burns
so
will let kids in, sure.
If they do, anybody
I mean,
should.
I remember MJ used to tell a story. He used to take the kids to Burns and like old farts, like giving them side eye.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
Yeah, I remember you told me that story.
Years ago, when the kids were little and we would go out to Burns, we'd bring the kids and I'd get some side eye. Sylvia's in Riverview. Hey, Sylvia, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. Well, my story is my nephew. This was so many years ago. Bless his heart. He's in his 20s now. We went to eat at the barbecue place in Busch Gardens, and he must have been like a year, at least a year old.
What happened?
Well, she had a meltdown, and I remember this because I think like we were trying to give him some chicken or whatever, and he just took it, and he just like got upset about something, and he pretty much had a tantrum, and he started throwing food everywhere, and we couldn't control him, and he was like beating us up with like the chicken bone in his hand, like hitting everybody. And
So the kid was like possessed, like he was demonic or something.
They have good.
I don't know, but I always remember that.
Yeah, throw him into the lion's cage or something. Thank you, Sylvia.
The chicken and rib meal there is really good.
At Busch Gardens?
Yeah. Place is good.
Michelle in Bradenton. Hey, Michelle, you're at the MJ Morning Show phone-in line. Welcome.
Good morning, MJ. How are you?
We are well. Do you have a really badly behaved kid in a restaurant story, yours or somebody else's?
Well, my kid, my one and only, he was never good in restaurants, and we knew it. We'd always take him, and we'd always have to get up and leave because he would always throw a fit.
So every time did you even finish your meal?
Never. Yeah, my husband's like, I'll meet you in the car with the kid,
Yeah,
and I'd always take the kid.
Oh.
But one time we were at a restaurant, and he was like almost about a year and a half, and he was, he's a year and a half, So I picked him up, and I started, I thought, well, maybe he needs his diaper change. Well, I started heading to the bathroom, and he just puked all over me. I mean, it went everywhere, and everybody was staring at us. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, just...
What restaurant was it?
Like, you know what? We were traveling, and I can't, he just turned 11, so I can't even remember. But I do remember that.
Wow. Hey, thanks for the call, Michelle. All right, a few more calls here.
I puked on the table at Pity Pat's porch one time when I was like 9.
Where?
In Atlanta, Pity Pat's porch.
Never.
It was
Raquel.
disgusting.
Hey, Raquel in Tampa. Hello, Raquel. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Hi,
Hey, can you name a famous Raquel by any chance?
Of all the days.
Really?
Raquel Welch.
Yep, and she
Of
just
all the
died.
days.
I know.
Oh, too soon.
No.
It just happened. Raquel, how old are you?
I am 40.
So 40 years old, Raquel Welch, the sex symbol from like the 60s, she just expired yesterday at like 82 years old.
Expired,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, she lived a long life. So, I mean, between Gina Lola Brigida, Raquel Welch, at this point, we got to protect Sophia Loren at all costs.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
Absolutely. Raquel, do you have a bad kid in a restaurant story?
It actually just happened on Valentine's Day. And it wasn't even with little kids. They were about older, maybe 10 or 11 years old. I'm sitting I'm at the next table, like literally like right there at the next table. And our food comes, and these kids at the next table next to us, they get their food as well. And they just start hacking like to the point I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, are they choking? I was thinking, what? And they were like legit hacking. I was like, oh my God, do they have phlegm? Do they need
They got a chicken bone stuck in their throat. It's like Cousin Eddie in Vacation.
No, and the parents were just laughing, and my boyfriend was so annoyed that he turned around and was like, are they choking or something?
Now, where was this? What restaurant?
This was at a sushi restaurant.
Where?
This was at a sushi restaurant in Lutz.
In Lutz.
It's called Lutz, ma'am.
This lady's
Sorry,
hilarious.
Lutz.
Raquel, how long have you been in the Tampa Bay area?
Oh, not that long. You can tell I have an accent, right? A New York accent.
Yeah, what part of Long Island are you from?
Oh, I'm not from Long Island. I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, the Bronx. Well,
Say this. Say, would you look at the baby?
All right.
No. In the Bronx, we say, look at this guy.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Funny guy. Funny
Hey,
guy.
Raquel, welcome to town, and thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you so much.
Look, the kid's
doing
screaming right now.
Yeah, sounds like your kid's acting up.
No. That's my son. He listens to you every morning, and he tells me, Mommy, put on MJ.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's a good kid
Listen,
right there.
We're much better.
Good morning, MJ.
We're much better than Elvis Duran on.
Z100.
Okay?
He knows.
Have a nice day.
Bye, Raquel.
You too. Take
All right.
care.
Yeah, Lutz.
It's not Lutz.
Lutz.
It's not Lutz.
All right, 2 more calls, then I got to move on here. John is in Dade City. John, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How are you?
Doing well. All right, what's your bad kid in a restaurant story?
Well, this is when my daughter was 2. This was back in '89. Anyway, we went to Hoss's restaurant. They used to have a spaghetti night, so we went there, and we got seated in a booth. And there was another couple on the other side of us, and my daughter threw a hissy fit. She did not want spaghetti, and that's what we went there for. So we're sitting there.
What kid does not want spaghetti?
Who knows what happened that night? She just had a meltdown.
I mean, that was 34 years ago, sir.
We're sitting there. She's between us. My brother and his wife's on the other side with their kids. They're eating like crazy. My daughter just picks up the plate and throws it over her head, and it goes in the lady's hair behind us in the booth.
That's great.
That's good luck.
Well, you know what you see, like you know when you see like a 2 or 3-year-old eating spaghetti, and all the little pieces, it's all over their face. They got like
disgusting.
it's like they have one of those facial masks all over their face of spaghetti sauce.
Ugh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Kids.
All right,
Well,
buddy.
it wasn't on her face. It was on the lady's hair behind us.
I know.
He was pissed off at us.
Oh,
Hey,
1989.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks, John. Have a great day. One more call. Bernie in Bradenton.
Hey, Bernie.
Hello, Bernie. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. You got the final say on kids behaving badly in restaurants because this has caused a New Jersey place called Nettie's House of Spaghetti to ban all kids under 10 beginning on March 8th. So what is your bad kid story?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my phone call. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
It's kind of similar to the last guy's story. I'm actually from New Jersey, too, but we were traveling into Cape Cod. We were at an Italian restaurant, so I was probably 12 at the time. My little sister was about 3. She had a meltdown. She had spaghetti. She throws it up, and they had ceiling fans.
Oh, my God.
All over the wall.
That's great.
Throw spaghetti into the ceiling fan.
They were so mad. But it even gets better.
Oh, my
We
God.
had glasses of water, and that magician trick where you take the cloth and you don't move the glasses, she did that.
Right.
So it was like surprising, and like everybody also in the restaurant saw that. They started clapping. Well, my dad was so mad, he just like turned his chair around, would not even look at us. And then eventually we had to get the check and leave. It was pretty embarrassing, but it was pretty funny.
Did you,
Wow.
if you're out on the Cape, if you're at Cape Cod, did you stop for some 4 C's ice cream?
No, we did not.
that's a
we
famous-
were taking the ferry to go to
Nantucket.
Nantucket.
Or-
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Or Martha's. Hey, thanks for the call.
What's up with all the spaghetti stories?
I know it, right?
Lots, and the whole story originates
How
from
about a spaghetti place.
the whole story originated that Nettie's House of Spaghetti in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, is banning spaghetti or banning kids under 10 coming up on March 8th.
Too much slurping with the kids.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ugh.